Well, welcome to Mark Allen's Culinary Adventures. Hi there. We've got an Easter program for you today. Actually, I would say an Easter brunch. And we've got a mocktail that can be made into an adult drink. We'll find out about that. And we're going to be using this and this. Now, I read a lot of science fiction, okay? And when I was a kid, I used to like to read Anne McCaffrey, and she did a whole thing on dragons. And every kid I knew wanted to have a dragon egg. Well, this is the closest thing we're going to get to it. These are dragon fruits, and we're going to make a drink out of them. That's happening right now as we celebrate spring and Easter and even Passover here on Mark Allen's Culinary Adventures. I want a dragon. Welcome to Mark Allen's Culinary Adventures. Our guest chef today is our good friend Robert Schuller from Melissa's, and Melissa's provides us with all of our fruits and vegetables, and we're really excited that I don't know if they're part of our family or we're part of their family, but let's bring Robert in right now. Do you have an idea if you're part of our family or you're part of?
Of course, because Mark, you always use Melissa's produce in your kitchen.
That is true. That is true. Even when we're not doing the show, we're using Melissa's uh, produce, which is fabulous. Now, we're going to make a mocktail. And once we make it, Robert, we can tell people if they want, they can add what, tequila to it or rum. Even vodka, I think, would work.
Yes, if you want to convert it from a mocktail and it's going to be 5 o'clock pretty soon, you can definitely do that for today's drink recipe using dragon fruit.
It is 5 o'clock someplace. So I just want to point that out. Which one should we use? Now, this is a red dragon fruit, and this is yellow. Now, we're cutting the recipe down because it's just Carol and me that'll be drinking this. And I think we're going to use the yellow ones right now. We have
Yes.
some fresh mint here, and you can see that here. I should point out just we're going to muddle this in a little bit, but if you go like this with mint, it's heaven. It truly is. So we have over here on our Melissa cam, which we've changed just a little bit today. We have our Vitamix that we're going to be using. We have some lemons. We've used those today. From last week, we have some onions left, and we have strawberries that we'll be dipping in chocolate or something later. And then over there, we have some bananas as well. I think we're going to make a cake out of that, Robert. So, oh, wait, we have some ginger left and turmeric as well. So that's what we get from Melissa as we do our show each and every week, and we really appreciate that. Last 2 weeks we've been doing um, we've been doing wine tastings for Passover, and that was been really nice and fun. So this week we're back. I'm wearing my apron. We're going to be doing a little bit of preparation. So, Robert, let's start by asking the dragon fruit. I think came from Vietnam.
Yes. Well, actually, Mark, there's three different varieties. I'm holding in my hand the one from Vietnam. This is called the white dragon fruit because it cuts white. You'll know the variety because it's on the sticker on the fruit. There's also a red flesh dragon fruit, looks the same like a white flesh dragon fruit. Again, you have to look to the label. Now, these dragon fruit are milder. They will work for this mocktail. However, I sent you the yellow dragon fruit from Ecuador that you're holding there. Night and day, it's so much sweeter than the
Mm.
traditional dragon fruit. And so I like sweet for my drinks, so we're going to do
Yeah.
the yellow dragon fruit that comes from Ecuador. It is a white flesh variety. It's white with little black seeds, and it's one of the most tastier fruits and trendier fruits that you'll see out there in the marketplace.
And it's really exotic because, I mean, 10 years ago, I didn't know what these were. I just didn't. Now, the black seeds in there, they go into the drink. You eat those, you drink those, right? So I'm going to ask
Definitely.
you, I'm going to move the red dragon fruit away. Let's take a look at this and move that there. How should I cut this?
Well, because you're going to end up mixing it all up. There's two ways to cut. You can cut at either end and then score the skin, and literally the skin pulls right off. The other way, so the way you're doing it right now, go ahead and cut from top to bottom, score the skin about a quarter inch
Okay.
all the way across. Now,
Yep.
look how easy it is to peel, and you will have a round ball of dragon fruit. Make sure you cut it all the way and it just peels apart.
All right. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
This is really easy.
So, Mark, just to let your listeners know, the dragon fruit is actually in the cactus fruit family. So that's exactly how you do a prickly pear. However, the cactus pear, the prickly pear, the tunas, it tastes a little different, and the prickly pear, the cactus pear, has kind of a chewy seeds on the inside. These seeds are super small, and you don't even know that you're actually, it's kind of like blackberry seeds or blueberry seeds. You
Got it.
don't know, banana seeds, you don't know you're actually eating the seeds. Unlike traditional cactus pears, you can definitely feel the texture and crispness of those seeds. So even though it's in the cactus fruit family, very different from a cactus pear.
I'm going to show this right now. Here's the skin. It came off, and it's about a quarter of an inch thick all around. And this is not edible, is it?
No, you do not eat the skin.
You don't eat the skin. Okay. Uh, there's a little piece here that I'm going to remove. You see this part here, Robert?
Yes, just think of it like a strawberry stem. Just go around in a little circle, like if you're cutting off the top of a tomato, the
Oh,
stem
okay.
end. That is the flower end of the fruit, because as you know, Mark, fruits flower before they become the fruit itself. And that's just
Right.
the scar of the flower.
Well, in our backyard right now, we have a dwarf orange tree, and it's all flowering, and it's really neat to watch it turn into buds in the next couple of months. All right. Um, yes. Oh, the aroma. It's amazing. Okay. Oh, the orange tree. Yes. All right. This is probably one of the simplest recipes we've ever done in the last couple of years, Robert. I'm going to take these, I'm going to put them into the Vitamix. I've got about 10 ounces of lemonade, and we bought Newman's Own this time. Now, is there anything else I need to do? Because I have some mint right here.
Yeah, I mean, this dragon fruit mocktail, as you'll find it on our website, melissas.com. I'm sure, Mark, you're going to post it as well. Um,
Absolutely.
you basically only need three ingredients to make this mocktail: the dragon fruit, whether you want it sweet with the yellow dragon fruit, or if you wanted milder in flavor, you can do the other two varieties of dragon fruit. Just lemonade, your favorite variety, and fresh mint. Mint is going to what give it its kick. The thing is about when you do herbs, you just don't throw the whole thing in like you would spices. To really make the herb come alive, you either have to chop it, or in this case, because it's a drink, you would muddle it
Well,
or
I'm gonna.
smash
How
it
much?
up to release the flavors, the oils. So I see you have a Hispanic mortar and pestle
Yeah.
that you can use, or you can use a wooden muddle. And basically, you're just breaking open, smushing it, and that's all you need to do. And you combine those three ingredients, and you have your mocktail.
Now, should I put this into the Vitamix?
All
The
together, yes.
all together. Now I'm putting
Yes.
in, and okay, we got that there. Put that back. All right, here we go, folks. And now, do I need to put this over ice, Robert?
You can if you want, but the key here is because the herbs don't disintegrate, you're going to strain out when you strain it into a pitcher or into a cup. And then you can garnish it with a little bit of herb. I'm with the mint herb, and voila, you have a mocktail that is an offshoot from a mojito
The
without the
booze.
alcohol. And at 5 o'clock, you can do something different if you want.
Okay, here we go. Got this. Just gonna wipe that down. And oh, this smells really nice. It smells fresh. That's the word. All right. I have a strainer,
Perfect.
and I'm gonna pour. And it'll drain out. Let me show you what we're doing here.
You can use the blender handle muddle to kind of scrape it in, but you don't want the thick parts to go in the drink.
Got it. Let me get a spoon.
You can use a spoon if you don't want to use the blender muddle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
yes, the recipe does recommend ice. It will dilute it and keep it very cold. But it's optional whether you want to put the ice in there. It
yeah,
will,
we're gonna.
because drink is very good cold. You could put the ice cubes in now or before you strain it out.
Got it.
There we go.
Well, I've strained it out a little bit. Here we go. And I don't know if you have one there, Robert, but we're gonna go up here and we're gonna toast to health. Ah, there you go. Skull. And here we go. Oh, that's really nice. It's very refreshing. It's and it has an exotic flavor. It really does.
Yeah,
This is
dragon fruit has a
wonderful.
very unique sweetness and flavor. And it's one of those fruits that are considered really high antioxidants. It does contain a lot of fiber as well. And these are all healthy gut flavors and antioxidants that are contained within that drink. So, again, if you want to do the adult version, you put in your favorite tequila or rum and enjoy.
If you were doing this, which one would you use?
I'd probably use tequila there,
Got
but
it.
if you wanted closer to a mojito, you would use rum, Bacardi.
Got it. Got it. All right. I'm going to move this away because we're going to do something else now. This was delicious. And I'm not sharing yet with Carol, but I will. I promise. Carol, actually, there is some in here. So while I'm getting ready, I'll leave that there. Okay. All right. What do you think?
Delicious. I like the mint.
You like the mint?
Mint. I like it all.
And
I like it all.
let's talk. You know, we have just I've got to ask. In the past, what I've done is I've peeled this and I've just eaten the inside of the dragon fruit by itself, and it's delicious. It's you can do that too, right?
Definitely. That's usually how it's most popularly enjoyed. Now, this is the one thing. When you buy dragon fruit at your local store, wherever you find it there, because during the late summer months, you'll find it in the California farmers markets along the coast there in California. So when you buy it, you don't have to wait for it to ripen up. However, when it's alone, I prefer to put it in the fridge for a few hours and chill it before serving it. But another really cool thing that you can do is cut it open, put it into like slices. You know how the fruit comes out at like a ball, make it into
Right.
slices like an apple slices, then put it in the freezer for a few
Oh
hours,
man,
and you can make a dragon sickle
I
just doing
love
that.
it. But by the way, if I sat on this, because as I said, I've always wanted a pet dragon. It won't hatch, will it?
It won't hatch.
It won't hatch. Oh well. We're going to make a dessert now, which I think is going to be perfect for Sunday brunch, especially Easter Sunday brunch. I'm going to bring this over here, and I'm going to show you this. Um, oh wow, that's way up. We're going to make a crepe, okay? And uh, I opened these up, and I have to tell you, Robert, the aroma, the nose, if you will, of the crepe, it smells like a fresh crepe. These are made in the US. I saw that on the packaging, and it smells really good. Now, you don't have to heat these at all, right?
No, literally, you can eat them out of the package. So it's not like a pancake, which, it's similar to a pancake, but thinner. They're literally ready to go out of the package. And so there's no process to creating the crepe. So the hard part of doing a crepe recipe, that hard part is already gone. Now we're just going to fill the crepe and create a dessert that is more focused on produce than it is with frosting or ice cream. So, what we're going for here with this dessert is a healthier dessert using more produce in the dish than ice cream or cake.
So I'm going to show you this right now. Earlier, what I did to save some time, and the recipe, we'll have a link to the recipe. Uh, this is, I'm going to come around here and just make one little change if I can. If I can, let's see. Uh, and well,
Well,
I
what I
think
see,
that
Mark,
works.
you've already prepared the first of all, the recipes on our Melissa's website, and Mark will post it as well. This is a
Yes.
chocolate strawberry banana crepe with dessert sauce. So what I see there in front, Mark, is that you've already taken the liberty of softening and mixing up the 2/3 cup of sour cream and the 2/3 cup of the cream cheese. So you've already
Right.
made it nice and creamy because this is going to prove as the base, the inside of the crepe. Now, to make it even healthier, you can use a non fat version of the cream cheese and a non fat version of the sour cream as well. But this creates the base, or like the custard you would put in the crepe. Go ahead, Mark.
All right, here we're going to mix. I've got fresh bananas, chopped strawberries, and chocolate chips. And I use chocolate chips. The recipe calls for mini chocolate chips. I had regular chocolate chips, so we use that.
And that's fine. So now you're mixing it. You're mixing up the whole like base of the crepe. You can also add any of your other favorite fruits. You know, berries well work really good because they pair well with bananas and strawberries. Uh, that is just an idea there. You can add any other fruit to this as well. I mean, if you wanted to make using dragon fruit or any of
Yeah,
your other fruits, this would work in the crepe as well. I
I,
would definitely stay away from citrus fruit because citrus and dairy curl. So I
yeah.
wouldn't use any citrus in the cream, but everything else pretty much will be fair game.
And there's a little bit of lemon zest in this, but not enough to curl it.
Yes, you would definitely not only use lemon zest that you peel it, you would also be using juice as well.
Which I
So
did.
yes, so
And
that allows for it to help coagulate and also preserve the fruit on the inside. It also gives it a little twang to it as well.
all right, let's try to get this thing together. I wanted to ask you about your lemons because the lemons, besides smelling terrific, they have no seeds.
Yes. So Melissa's been developing seedless lemons because the one thing people always say about lemons is that they contain so many seeds. And when you're squeezing it, it's, a pain. And so I think in about like 8 years, most of your lemons commercially will be seedless. And we saw this with many of fruits over the years because Americans don't like seeds in their watermelon, or they don't like seeds in their limes, which they've already done, and they don't like seeds in grapes. So now we're just doing, the whole industry is doing seedless lemons, which will eventually be the standard for when you buy lemon.
I am licking my fingers from the cream cheese and sour cream dip now, and we're going to make two of these. So let's do that first. And then we're going to try a couple of the sauces that are brand new. Now, these sauces really, you partnered with a company in France.
Yes. And actually, Mark, this is a brand new product. Melissa's Produce has partnered with Fabri. Fabri is anybody in Europe, especially France and Italy, are very well known with these chocolatiers who are known for their high end chocolate, dessert sauces, and confections. We found them and said, we've got to do something in the United States to give them this experience. And you'll see that if you go to melissas.com or a store near you, you're going to see these popping up. The dessert sauces come in wild cherry, which I'm holding here. It also comes in strawberry, caramel, chocolate, and my favorite and the number one variety favorite in France is this pistachio.
I love pistachio. All right, we have two of these right now. Okay. And we're going to cheat a little bit. I'll show you what I mean, Robert. Let's start with the wild cherry.
Okay. So basically, Mark, what I'm seeing here is the Melissa's crepe basically just peeled out of the package. The crepes
It's
do not
so
stick with each
easy.
other, the separation of each. And you
Yeah.
basically took the cream mixture of the cream cheese, the sour cream, the lemon juice and zest, and pretty much wrapped it as a burrito. And that is
Yeah,
what you call a dessert crepe.
it is. Now watch this, guys. Is that pretty or what?
Yes, the classic zigzag is something that you can even get the kids to do as a great dessert snack when they come home from school. You can also just write your name, Mark, or write your significant other, Carol. I like to write
I
my name, wife, on the crepe when I garnish because it's a squeeze bottle that these dessert sauces come in, and it makes it very easy to do something very elegant. And the kids will love you for it in getting them
my
to eat more produce.
but you've seen my writing, Robert. I'm not a so I just put a tiny bit of powdered sugar on that too, and I'm just going to grab another fork, and here we go.
And Mark, what you've just created is a restaurant style crepe that you buy at a local creperie that usually costs about $15. And you've created it for less than $1.50 putting together that recipe.
Oh my, this is so. I have a question, Robert, and that is, do I have to have dinner, or can I just eat these for dinner?
Well,
You know,
everything in moderation. Don't eat too many of them, but if you eat dessert first, then you'll never get too full to have dessert. So I think you're
ah,
taking the right steps in motion.
the other thing that you can do with these crepes, and I believe there are recipes on the Melissa website for savory, and you can do hollandaise or I mean, I see some kind of mushroom and a sauce in here. Oh, it'd be great.
Yes,
Mm.
Melissa, you can not only do the Melissa's ready to eat crepes in a sweet but savory dishes. Yes, definitely check out the asparagus one. Asparagus is such an elegant vegetable, very popular with savory dishes for like crepes. You wrap it in, you steam them, you wrap them in the crepe, and then Melissa also does a hollandaise sauce over the
Ooh,
top. Yes, you can also do it with your favorite mushrooms. You just cook up your favorite mushrooms, saute them. Again, you're just filling in the crepe like a burrito, folding it over, putting your favorite sauce, whether it's a cheese sauce or a hollandaise sauce or a cream sauce, and you've just created yourself a savory crepe in less than 10 minutes. We did this
oh, it's
recipe.
easy. This is very easy to do. All right, I'm gonna put. The reason I'm only putting it on part of this, Robert, I want to try another sauce. So I'm gonna do. Let's do the pistachio.
Yeah, that pistachio one, I can't say enough. It's such a common flavor in
Mm.
Europe, in Paris, in Italy for desserts. And I think it's going to be really catching on here in America and white tablecloth restaurant desserts across the country there. And what do you think, Mark?
It's delicious. Mm. You talk, Robert. I'm gonna eat.
Oh,
All right.
okay. Well, we just created two easy recipes incorporating more produce servings. In a mocktail, you can create in less than 7 minutes, and a dessert crepe, which you can enjoy anytime during the season. And you can incorporate the berries, such in this case, strawberries and bananas. I love to
Mhm.
do that crepe with blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. And these are fruits that are available year round, but you can really tap
Are
into some of your favorite seasonal fruit as well.
are dragon fruits year round or are they seasonal?
Yes. Because of consumer demand here in the United States. See, Melissa's introduced dragon fruit to the United States 18 years ago, and it was highly seasonal. Now that there's a demand for them on a year-round basis, we source from 5 different growing regions globally and locally because they're grown in California in the late fall, and they're available out of Florida in the spring and summertime. So more than half the year we get them domestically, and the other half of the year you can get them from Vietnam, Ecuador, Nicaragua. So we have them 365 days out of the year. Just go to your local produce department and ask for Melissa's dragon fruit.
All right, here we go. I'm trying the chocolate sauce now, and this would be one of the signature sauces from Fabry, I would think, because of their background. All right, here we go. Watch me make a mess. Mm. That's not Hershey syrup. I gotta tell you, that's really nice. Mm.
Yeah. It's kind of a deep,
so
darker chocolate.
Yes.
It's more of a darker chocolate, which is more popular in Europe, especially France and Italy there, but it's so settled. I was just noticing, when you look on the ingredients list for our new gourmet sauces, there's not like 50 ingredients. There's 7 ingredients. So, obviously, in this case, there is sugar. However, there's not all these hydrogenated oils and acids and sodium benzate or anything like that. There's a lot of natural flavor. There's juice. There's the actual fruit for its respective, or in case of chocolate, it's from cocoa nibs, from the coca fruit, water, citrus acid as a preservative there, and pectane, which keeps preserved fruit, especially in the sweetened stage there, and natural flavors. So you're not going to read a mile long of all these chemicals that you would typically read from a dessert sauce.
And there's really, in this one, there's actually pistachios in it, and there's cherries in this one. I saw that earlier. Wild cherries, wild cherry juice. Robert, we're out of time. I know you'll come back. I'm not even going to ask, and we'll do something soon. Next week we'll be in the middle of Passover, and we're going to get somebody to do something with Passover next week, because by the time you get to the middle of Passover, you're tired of all the regular traditional things that you've been eating for a couple of days. So next week we'll have something that's a little unique and different. Robert, thank you very much, and thank you, Melissa's bring up. We appreciate that. Hold on, Robert. Don't go away. Melissa,
okay.
Thank you very, very much. And we thank you for watching. I'm Mark Alyn. Carol, as always, thank you very much as well. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye for now.